Hello, fellow viewers. We have a big news about Aya Neo Founders Edition. First, I want to say thank you for Aya Team's PR manager, Tang. He kindly provided a link filled in new info so I could make this video. Also, he answers my questions about Aya Neo Founders Edition even in late night. I put a link provided from Tang at the description. It's October, month that Aya Team promised to release Aya Neo Founders Edition, which will be first Windows-based gaming handheld product made by these new challengers. So, how far they come? Before start, I need to mention they opened new YouTube channel. Their old YouTube channel no longer used due to some reason. You could see all of new videos provided from Aya Team in their new YouTube channel. Check the link at the description for accessing their SNS, Discord, and YouTube channel. Few days ago, Tang provided me a link. This link shows a Chinese article recently published, which summarizes Aya's development history including brand new information. We first hear about Aya Team in April 2020. However, this article shows it actually starts in December 2019. So slightly less than a year, Aya Team success to make their own gaming handheld. Aya Team's development speed is extremely fast. When it was originally announced in April 2020, many people are skeptical. It doesn't mean people doesn't want to see new company in Windows-based gaming handheld market. It's more like we can't trust before they prove it. Aya Team shows their potential. In July 2020, they shows their working prototype with much polished design. What they show is real. It works without any external cable connected to device. Except they borrow game controller from existing product in market, device itself works fine. They even provide the chance to experience this prototype to public. Discord user Commander D got a chance to use it. After that, it's hard to see skeptical opinion for Aya Neo. They succeed to get trust from people. Now, let's move to the subject that everyone wants to see. First, let's see new design of Aya Neo Founders Edition. Don't forget Aya Team still adjusting its design. There is a chance to more changes applied to current design. This is their latest 3D printing gel for testing. As you can see, its size is almost similar with Nintendo Switch. For comparison, this is the size comparison between Nintendo Switch and second design of Aya Neo. You could easily notice that they reduced Aya Neo's size a bit more than before. Precise dimension of current design with weight is like this. It becomes really close to size of Nintendo Switch. May some people think it's still big, but it's not that big consider which processor it's based on. Nintendo Switch uses Nvidia's Tegra X1, which made for mobile device like smartphone or Android tablet PC. In contrast, Aya Neo is based on AMD 4500U, which made for budget laptop able to run Windows 10. Those chips are not aiming same market. They are aiming different markets, so there are huge difference between performance, power consumption, and heat between them. 4500U aims higher performance than Tegra X1. Because of this aspect, device based on 4500U cannot be smaller like device based on Tegra X1. Consider those facts. Our team did a really good job to optimize its size. Weight is approximately 640 grams. It's not that light but also not that heavy. I currently use GPD Max several weeks, which weighs approximately 790 grams. It was kind of okay. It's heavy but able to use as handheld. So I think much lighter Aya Neo Founders Edition is not that hard to use as handheld too. Let's move to the another image. This rendering is another new image released to public. Now we could see its upper side which didn't shown in these days. We could see huge air vent at here. These are USB Type-C ports. I'll mention it later, but Aya Neo Founders Edition will have 4 USB Type-C ports. Also, here is handy 3.5mm headphone jack. Its overall shape is similar with design released a few weeks ago. It seems this design style will be applied to final product. It's already mid-October, so Aya Team didn't have much time before its release. This means chance of design change will be low. Aya Team also reveals detailed spec of Aya Neo Founders Edition 2. Most of specs are same with its original plan, but there are several changes happens here and there. We already mentioned about its size and weight, so let's pass that portion in this time. Most of the performance-related specs are same as their initial plan. AMD Ryzen 5 4500U works with 16GB of LPDDR4X RAM. Storage is M.2 to 80 NVMe SSD, which able to replace if you want. Display is first area shows new information. As you can see, spec sheet mentioned its native landscape display. It's really nice choice. If display is portrait, games made with DirectX 1 to 8 have issues with this. Some part of game screen become black or it draws rotated screen. You could solve many cases with wrapper programs like DigiVoodoo 2. But there are also many cases fail to solve this issue. Consider that aspect, decision of using native landscape display is really good choice. If it applies to final product, Aya could be nice device to playing old games. Input and output port is another category where huge change happens. Let's compare this with last information. As you can see, USB Type-A and micro SD slots are removed from second design. Current design had 4 USB Type-C port and didn't have any micro SD slot. I think many people doesn't like this result. Now, Aya Neo cannot connect USB-A devices directly. Also, you can't expand its storage size by micro SD card. Sounds like bad decision, right? I think they can read those to reduce its size. If Aya Neo is UMPC, I criticize Aya team, because we still have many USB-A based devices. Even on ultra thin notebook, USB-A is still considered as must-need. There are devices only had USB-C port on it, but didn't consider as good decision. However, Aya Neo is more close to gaming handheld. Aya Neo is device able to use as PC, but that's not Aya's main function. As gaming handheld, weight and size are critical aspect. So if there is a way to reduce its size and weight, it's good idea to choose it. Even the choice compromise usability as PC, it will provide better environment for handheld console. USB-C is smaller than USB-A. That could be a reason to place USB-C instead of USB-A. In case of micro SD slot, it's a bit complicated because it seems Aya team considered to place micro SD slot in old days. However, they removed it and placing 3.5 jack instead. Sounds bad idea, but it's not. Gaming handheld means you can play it anywhere, but you can't hear its sound with speaker anywhere. So you need a 3.5mm jack to connect earphone. There are USB-C earphones in market but not that common yet. Wireless method is not a good idea for gaming due to latency issue. This means 3.5mm jack is must need for handheld console. In contrast, micro SD slot is not a must need. It's handy, but even without it, we could use this device. If you want more space, you can replace Aya's SSD to bigger one. I don't say micro SD slot is useless. I like micro SD to expand storage. However, it's not a thing must have on gaming handheld. So if devs need to remove some I/O port to reduce device size, micro SD could consider as need to remove thing. I think that's why Aya team removed micro SD and USB-A. They need to reduce device size, so need to remove or replace some useless port. Sadly, it's impossible to get everything. When you want to get something, sacrifice is must need. So the sacrifice seems happen on micro SD and USB-A. There are another thing catch your eyes mentioned at here. We closely mentioned about G sensor and gyro at here. So Aya Neo Founders Asian able to recognize its tilt angle. By using this, you could do more fast and precision pointing while using controller. It's nice thing to see on Windows-based gaming handheld. It's not existing on other products in this market. So if you want to use those sensors, Aya Neo will be your only choice to you. Except that there is nothing special to talk about, because most of specs are same as before. We have powerful AMD 4500U CPU, 16GB RAM packed in this small device. They will make dock and keyboard for who wants to expand Aya's usability. Price is same as their original plan too. It's targeted between 3,000 and 4,000 yuan. So when you could see this amazing device, they didn't mention about any delay. This means they will start to sell Aya Neo Founders Asian to Chinese market in October. But we only have 1 week left to end of this month, and Aya team still busy polishing their device. I think they could show more things like another working prototype with a new design within October. However, I'm a bit skeptical about start of the pre-order for Chinese users in October is possible. It seems schedule is too tight. However, consider they polishing the official site in these days, I think we don't need to wait that long. So my personal opinion is November could be month that Ioneo will start to pre-order in Chinese market. Maybe they sent testing unit to YouTubers in November instead of October. They say they will do separate crowdfunding for international users after they send device to Chinese customers. So we better expect international release of Ioneo could be happen in early 2021. Yes, our waiting is close to end. So keep your eyes on Ioneo to see another game changer coming to market. Have a nice day and see you later.